Hi guys, GloryHunter back with another VR. Now, something that everybody's doing again is the VR response to the games that we love. The game series that we just absolutely love, like all that kind of stuff. So it's something I thought about doing after the last one, the games that we hate. But then everybody already started doing this one. So yeah, I had a few ideas in mind. But what I've done is, because I found it quite hard to find or get at least the top 5 game series that I like, so I put in some rules of my own to kind of help me get my top 5. And I didn't want to really pick as well something that other people had already said, so that knocked a few off the list. And yeah, so basically decided that the series had to have a minimum of at least 3 games in a series to become a series. I had to have played every game that I at least own or there is in the series, which I think I have. Yeah, what other rules did I make? And yeah, that was basically it. So I had to played all the games, enjoyed all the games. That's it basically. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. So a few honourable mentions before we crack off and get on with my top 5. Tomb Raider. Yeah, just missed out. I don't know why. It just, yeah, there's always going to be something that you're not going to get in there. So Tomb Raider was missed out. Again, I think because there was a couple of games in the series which let it down a little bit. Metal Gear Solid was missed out because I've not finished the last game yet. Same with Devil May Cry, not played the last game yet, so that got missed out. Surprisingly, Halo was missed out, and the reason I missed out was because I've not played, or I've not finished Halo Wars, and I've not played Halo Wars 2 yet, even though it's not the main Halo game, the first person shoots a different subset. I just wanted all the games of this series in there, but yeah, just missed out Halo, an amazing game. It does belong on this list, but yeah, skip that one out. Assassin's Creed was missed out because I've not played or finished the last 2 games in that series yet. And yeah, just many others. Resident Evil, again, missed out just because it had a few blips on the gaming scene. There's a few games in there that don't quite live up to the standard. But yeah, again, it had a great series. It should be on this list, but I've got my 5 anyway. So, and many other series which only had maybe 2 games and things like that, like Shenmue only had 2 games until the 3rd one comes out. It's not on the list. So, we'll crack on with my top 5 anyway, without rambling on about other games. Always have something in my eye. So, my first game, and these aren't really in order from best to last, it's just how I'm going to pick them up on here. I'm probably just going to go from older games to the newest games. Yeah, first series I'm going to pick is not only a great series, but the genre of game is one of my all-time favourites to play. So, it is Silent Hill. So I absolutely love survival horrors. They're probably one of my favourite genres of game to play, which is why I was sad to miss Resident Evil off, but we've got a survival horror here anyway. And I actually find these more kind of survival horror than Resident Evil. That starts to get a bit more actiony. But yeah, anyway, Silent Hill. So we've got the origins on the PSP. We have the original Silent Hill, the game that started it all on the PS1. And just, what an absolute stellar game. Just getting into the school with them monsters around. The difference between the real world and the kind of nightmare world. Just, really messed with your head and got into it. And probably the best one in the series, I'd say, Silent Hill 2. I've got the special edition one here. Just, the graphics were great on this. And I remember playing it at the time on my PS2. I've got the sound station, kind of extra sound system, and I had that on the floor, and it blew out cold air from the bass, and I always had that on my feet, so it was like walking in the mist. It was cold around my feet. That was great. So yeah, we've got the interface on the Xbox original as well, which had all the extras. You got to play as Maria on there as well, and the better sound and all that kind of stuff. Just what an awesome series. Then went over to Silent Hill 3, where you played as I forget her name, Heather. Played as Heather. Again, some absolute gruesome monsters and great designs on there, especially going back to Silent Hill 2, the mannequins, Pyramid Head, just absolute fantastic monsters. Then I went to Silent Hill 4, The Room. I would probably say maybe not the weakest. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was a good game. You're basically just in a hotel room, but then certain parts of the room open up portals where you then go on, I suppose, to do levels or different parts of the Silent Hill universe. But yeah, it was still pretty good. Silent Hill 4. Then we moved to the 360 and we had Silent Hill Homecoming. Again, really enjoyed it. Just more in Silent Hill. We've got the nurses back in this one, and some more just disgusting creatures that just move in just such weird, freakish ways. Yeah, it was great. And then the last iteration we've had in the Silent Hill universe is Silent Hill Downpour, again on the 360. I have finished it, I've completed it, but there is still a couple of endings that I need to go through and brush up on. And that was the thing about Silent Hill. They had multiple endings right from the first game, depending on what you did throughout the game, choices you made. You always had a kind of different ending on there. Some great endings, like in Silent Hill 2, you had the dog ending, the surprise endings, things like that. In the first Silent Hill, you had the UFO ending. Just, yeah, either serious endings, messed up endings, and just some comical endings on there as well to lighten the mood. So yeah, Silent Hill absolutely has to go on the list as one of my all-time favourite game series. And it's just a shame we're probably not going to get another one. I know they started work on another one, and then the whole Konami kind of fallout and messing stuff up. Looks like we're probably now not going to get another Silent Hill, but it's something I would love to see on current gen consoles. Is a great Silent Hill game. So yeah, that is our first game. Then moving on to our second game, a series that, yeah, it doesn't always have the best graphics, but the absolute great gameplay of this series, just absolutely fell in love with it from the first one right through the series down to the last one. And yeah, series, especially the second game, spent a lot of time after being injured and ran over, which we've talked about before. But yeah, we're going for Tenchu. Now, I know stealth games and that kind of stuff aren't everybody's forte, if you like, but I absolutely love stealth games. Absolutely love it. And yeah, the first Tenchu, it came out just before Metal Gear Solid, I think, pipped it to the post. And just, yeah, absolutely loved it. The kind of Japanese setting, just going around assassinating guards and higher grade characters was just great. Some of the ninja weapons you could use. The combat wasn't the best if you did get into combat, but it wasn't about that. It was about going around and assassinating people. Depending where you went upon the enemies, like if you attacked them from the front, back, side, down from the top, you did different kind of assassination movements and animations, and some of them were just absolutely great. You had the two characters in the first game, Rikimaru and Ayame, so a male and a female. The male protagonists having the kind of just ninja sword, and then the female protagonists having the dual kind of daggers, so you had different play styles as well. And just, yeah, great game. And then the second one, Tenchu 2, Birth of Stealth Assassins, kind of played their story, again like a prequel, from them becoming assassins. You had the third character enter this one as well, which I'm kind of forgetting his name. Tatsumaru is the third character getting this one. And the best thing about this game, which I've talked about many times, is the level editor. You got to make your own levels on this game, and it was just absolutely phenomenal. Me and my friend, like I said before, we had a memory card each. We used to make loads of levels, swap memory cards, play each other's levels, swap back, and just go on for ages doing that kind of stuff. And it's just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, great game. Probably one of the best ones in the series for that reason. Now moving on to the PlayStation 2, we had Wrath of Heaven. Again, we're playing as Rikimaru and Ayame. Just, yeah, great, more similar kind of stuff, but absolutely fantastic. Then we went on to Tenchu Fatal Shadows, which I think saw Rikimaru become the kind of master. So you didn't play as him, but we got a new female character in his place, which had a long sword, and that was Rin. But yeah, more of the same, two female protagonists on that one. Some great kind of boss characters in it as well, such as Onikage comes to mind, in the fight on the rooftops and that kind of stuff. in these games. Then we had the Xbox version, the Return from Darkness, which again had all the Xbox exclusive features and obviously upgraded graphics and sound and that kind of stuff, so it just made it a bit better. Then we got a version on the PSP time of the Assassins, which we had the 4 characters on this one, so Ayame, Rikimaru, Rin, and the 4th one, who is Tetsu, and he was kind of a doctor, and he used like a pin as his weapon, so he'd like hit their pressure points to assassinate them, and like in the back of their head, the spine and that kind of stuff. Quite interesting, and yeah, good play on that on the PSP. We had a Wii version, so Shadow Assassins on the Wii, again playing as I think just Rikimaru and Ayame. Don't know how I've forgotten him, I've just been talking about it for ages. Yeah, nice little Wii version on there as well. And the last game we got in the series on the Xbox 360, Tenchu Z. And this was quite interesting because you got to make your own character on this. Rikimaru again was the kind of the master of the assassins, if you like. You took your orders from him, but yeah, you got to make your own character, what he looked like, what outfit he wore, that kind of stuff. And the other great thing about this was it was online co-op as well, so you could play with a friend, go around levels, assassinating people. And me and a friend used to go through it quite often, just go around assassinating people and having a laugh, having a bit of fun on it. And yeah, it was good. You could do like, I think you could do co-op takedowns as well with your partner, which are always fun. I think there was like 100 levels on it, but 3 difficulties, which made it like 300 levels, because obviously the characters would be, enemies would be in different areas, different places, there'd be more of them, that kind of stuff. So yeah, like 300 levels on the game. Absolutely insane, varying from killing everybody, following someone, or just killing the main character, that kind of stuff. Yeah, but absolutely great, customizing your character, meeting other people online, and just assassinating people, just killing them. Yeah, absolutely great. Be nice to have another Tenchu game, modern day, bringing the visuals up to date a bit. Would love it. This one also brought smell into the kind of universe. If you went through like, I think Mordor, like pig dirt and stuff, then enemies could also smell you, as well as like obviously seeing you and that kind of stuff. But yeah, great series. If you've not played it, you should definitely give it a go. Love it, absolutely love it. Then a series I absolutely adore from the first one. Again, my kind of thing being a bit kind of survival horror-ishy, if you like, elements in there. But yeah, a bit hack and slashy, adventure, going round levels, third person, and just, yeah, hacking monsters up was just my kind of thing. A bit kind of in the first one's in the vein of like a Resident Evil kind of setting with a fixed camera angles, that kind of stuff. We now have a remake of the first one, which has been like a HD remake. I've not actually played that yet, but I have played through the main series, which is why I've added it in. A few people moaning because obviously the pre-rendered backgrounds don't look as good with the remake, but just go play the originals. Absolutely fantastic. Onimusha. So this is a series I did quite a while back in my YouTube, kind of starting off. I did a series called Bring It Back, where I chose a series of games. I think I also picked Tenchu on that, where I'd talk about a series and then say we need to bring it back in some kind of vein, having a sequel or HD remake. And this is one of them that actually got an HD remake before I'd done that series, so it was nice to actually get something come out of that. But yeah, Onimusha, absolutely fantastic. Again, set in Japan. You can see where I'm coming. That's my kind of thing. Play as a samurai, Samanusuke, and yeah, you're going around, you're trying to save a princess, typical kind of story, but demons have invaded the world, so you're taking on these monsters and demons, hacking your way through to get to Nobunaga, not Nobunaga Castle, Nobunaga's the overlord who's raised them all, but getting to a castle to try and save her, going through different ways. Obviously it's got that, you need to find a certain key to get through a certain door, do certain things, progress through the levels and the stages and find your way through, and just absolutely fantastic game. Yeah, you had this kind of gauntlet on your arm that could absorb souls and stuff from your enemies. You like different orbs, so give you health, energy, and souls to buy upgrades and that kind of stuff. Just absolutely loved it, and I need to go through it again. I might get the HD remake to go through again, because I absolutely love the game, not played it for a while. The Xbox got a version of the first one, which was Gamer Onimusha. Again, had a load of extras on it, as the Xbox versions usually did. Upgraded sound, visuals, that kind of stuff. So I might actually go through this one again and give it a blast. It's just absolutely fantastic game, and if you haven't played it, you should definitely get into it. Then we've got Onimusha 2, Samurai's Destiny, which had your protagonist changed this time to Jubei Yagyu is his name. I think he is an actual samurai from back in the day, and you got to play as him. Different weapon styles. You could obviously still use your samurai sword. I think you had spears and that kind of stuff in it as well. And the graphics and stuff on these games were absolutely outstanding. I think the trailer for the first one won loads of awards, and I actually have it for pre-ordering the game, just a DVD trailer, and just watching it, just absolutely at the time mind-blowing. Just the graphics and everything on it were just absolutely stunning. And then, excuse the glare, I might get some glare on this because it's in a case, because it's a special edition version of the third one, Onimusha 3. Yeah, you probably can't see that very well. But yeah, this actually had Jean Marino in it as well. Movie star, if you don't know who he is, he's played like Leon and that kind of stuff. So yeah, you got to play a samurai. I think, did you still play as Samanusuke in this one? I think you went back to Samanusuke in the past, but also you played as Jean Marino in the present, and I think obviously set in Paris. And you kind of switch between the two characters, going from the past and the present, and the timelines kind of merged somehow. I forget how, but yeah, their stories intertwined, and absolutely great game, fantastic game. And then the last one we got in the series, again, all on the PS2, except for the Xbox iteration of the first one, which is the only one we got on the Xbox. But yeah, all PS2 games. The last one, Onimusha, Dawn of Dreams. Again, you played as a different character this time. I completely forget his name actually. Again, you obviously trying to take down the evil overlord Nobunaga Oda. Do we actually have his name? I'm trying to speedrun it, so I've probably passed it. New heroes, 5 new Onimusha heroes to play. So you got to switch your characters, each with their own weapon and fight style and that kind of stuff. Different missions to choose on this one as well. You could do like submissions on it. You could control 2 simultaneously. Oh. Switch between them at any moment. So yeah, it doesn't say what the main guy's name is, and I'm forgetting. So if you do know, pop it in the comments. But yeah, one of the characters you found out later on was Samanusuke when he was obviously older. So this is based a lot further on from the other games. But pretty much more of the same. Like I say, it did have them kind of sub-quests on it as well. You could turn into your kind of Oni form on this as well, which is like almost like a devil trigger from Devil May Cry, which you just turned absolutely unstoppable and mental, and just lay the smack down on your enemies and just absolutely obliterate them. But yeah, just more kind of hacky slashy samurai action. Just an absolutely fantastic series, which I would love another game in the series. Again, modern upgrade to that would be absolutely fantastic. So there's 3. We're now going to move on to something a little bit more modern. Seeing as I'm wearing the shirt, we'll get it over with. Gears of War. Gears of War on the Xbox exclusive. Just absolutely phenomenal game. Just brought a whole new thing to the genre of third-person shooter. We got the cover-based system on this, where you had to take cover, you can shoot over cover, blind firing, that kind of stuff. We've got the perfect reload system, which is kind of exclusive to the game. No one else has copied it since, where you reload, you can either leave it to reload, and obviously your gun takes time to reload, or on your bar, you got a white section, and if you hit the reload button again in that section, obviously you got a faster reload, which also gives you a kind of more powerful ammunition. For a while, like, your weapons would cause more damage. And yeah, what a series. So this is the obviously the Ultimate Edition on the Xbox One, which got re-released of the first game. Obviously it kicked off with the original Gears of War on the 360. This is the Collector's Edition. You got your it's a 4-player squad base game. However, I think the first one was just 2-player co-op, so you go through the campaign 2-player. Follows mainly the squad of 4, which is Marcus Phoenix, which is your main character, Dom, Santiago, which is your kind of best buddy, your 2-player, and then you've also got Baird and Coltrane, who's just absolutely hilarious, great character, and just, yeah, the character just development in these games was just fantastic. You've got the beautiful kind of destroyed beauty visuals of the game, which is what they classed it as, where, because obviously you're on, it's kind of based on a subset of Earth, a planet called Sierra, it's hard to pronounce for me, I can't get my words out most of the time. But yeah, the grubs, if you like, the locusts, have come from underground, they burst out the ground, and they're trying to, there's just a war between you, the humans, and these kind of monsters, which are called the locust. And yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, nice long game as well. We've got the Gears of War 2, again, the collector's edition. The multiplayer on this game was fantastic as well. I put so many hours into the second one. It was just absolutely great. Got loads of good weapons, variation weapons that you could have. You always had a kind of pistol, a main weapon, a backup weapon, and then your grenades, which is a D-pad to switch between. Trying to get so much information that you need to get out about this game. It's fantastic. What else can we talk about it? Like I said, the multiplayer, the co-op aspect of going through the campaign, it's fantastic. Loads of great characters, again, bought into the second one. Dizzy being my favourite, the kind of cowboy character. Yeah, moving on, we got the Gears of War 3 on the 360 as well. Just followed on the story. The story of the campaign is just fantastic. The relationship between you and the other characters, like I say, Marcus and Dom's kind of buddy relationship going through is fantastic. There's lots of kind of twists and turns as well that go throughout the story, and things you have to discover and come across yourself, which I'm not going to spoil. If you haven't played the game, you should just play it and get through. But yeah, you've got the execution moves as well. If you can down one of your enemies and they're like crawling on the floor, depending on what weapon you have in hand, you can do a special execution, from just ground pounding them. You've got the curb stomp where you can just crush their head, and then the weapon exclusive executions from the sniper rifle, where you use it like a sledgehammer and take down their, crush their head. You've got weapons with like you lance with a chainsaw on, so you can saw them in half. Proper brutal and gruesome executions, and just gaming in general, like popping off their heads, that sound when you get the sniper headshot, just fantastic. Then a game which went a slightly different way, the Gears of War Judgment, which had kind of class-based multiplayer this time. The main character this time also was Baird, so it was a bit of a switch up. You still had Cole in there, and a couple of new characters brought into the universe. Probably one of most will regard as the weakest in the set. I enjoyed it for what it was. Still enjoyed just going through the Gears universe, finding out more about it and that kind of stuff. And obviously the latest one we have, Gears of War 4, now on the Xbox One. This is set after the original trilogy, which kind of ended it, and kind of ended Marcus's and his fellow soldiers' story. But now, moved on, many years later, you actually play now as Marcus Phoenix's son. So you play as JD and his kind of band of now warriors, if you like, and soldiers. You got Kate in there, Dal, and it's just, yeah, it's more of the same, but we now have a different kind of enemy in it. We've got the Swarm, which are even more kind of monsterific, not even a word. So yeah, it's kind of more the same. But also, something else I forgot to mention, since Gears 2, there's so much to mention. You've got Horde mode on it as well, the game that invented Horde mode, which is basically you and 4 mates, or 3 mates, or 4 of you, taking down just hordes and waves of enemies. Sorry about that, camera cut off, ran out of time, just waffling on about games. So don't know how long this video is going to be. However, we were talking about Horde mode in Gears of War. So yeah, 4 of you just taking down waves of enemies. Moving on to Gears 3, where you got the defense abilities, where you can build fortifications and that kind of stuff. And yeah, just you and a bunch of mates taking down waves of enemies. It was just absolutely great fun. And as it progressed throughout the Gears of War, it's just got better and better, bigger and bigger. And yeah, it's absolutely fantastic fun to have co-op. Can't wait for the new Gears 5. Really looking forward to playing that and seeing where the story's going. It's also got another new mode, which is going to be released on it as well, which can't wait to try and see what they've done with that. Yeah, just absolutely fantastic game. Great story, great characters, and fantastic gameplay, multiplayer, co-op. It just has everything. It's just apologies again, it's actually my memory card which is full, so I've changed the memory card. Something I probably should have checked before making the video. Anyway, I forgot now where we're finishing up with Gears of War. But yeah, if you've not played it or you're not into modern games, definitely try and give it a go. It's just fantastic, especially in co-op with a friend. Great stuff. Anyway, the last game we're going to talk about, yeah, just absolutely astounded me when this first came out. The first game, the graphics were absolutely just beautiful, visually stunning. The story of the game was just so captivating and fantastic, and just had a massive twist, which was just surprising and just great. And it meant that the second time you played through the game was even better, because you kind of knew what was coming and you saw things differently, if you like. What we're talking about, BioShock. BioShock is absolutely fantastic, a modern masterpiece. Just everything about this game is fantastic. So started off on the 360, also come out on the PS3 as well. You play a guy who's flying in a plane, passenger. The plane crashes into the sea, and then that's where the game picked up. And playing the game, watching that cutscene and then ending in the sea, I thought we were still in the cutscene. I didn't move for ages and then realised I was in the game. And you have to swim. There's a lighthouse. You swim to the lighthouse, get in the lighthouse, and that's where the game really kicks off. Takes you in a submersible under the sea, and it's just, yeah. The game is based in a under ocean city world, and yeah, just fantastic. So somebody has created this underground utopia, if you like, where rules are slightly different. You can kind of do what you want and become who you want. And there's been a bit of a, I suppose, a war or a thing, and everything's gone a bit to hell. People are a bit messed up down there, let's say that. And yeah, you've lost your memory and you're trying to figure out basically what the hell is going on, what's happened, who you are, what you need to do, that kind of stuff. First person shooter, but along with your gun and different various weapons that you can use, you have things called plasmids, which is kind of like, I suppose, a magic power ability, if you like, to put it in simple terms. And this can range from shooting lightning or fireballs or ice out of your hands to various bizarre things such as swarms of bees and all that kind of stuff, or hypnotizing characters. There's just loads of stuff you can choose how you play the game with this. And yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic. The underwater setting, absolutely love it. Seeing whales and things swim by the tubes as you're passing through areas and that kind of stuff. The place is leaking, there's water everywhere. And it's just, yeah, an absolutely fantastic game. You should play through just for the story. It's great. You're trying to save these little girls as well, which are called little sisters, which are kind of possessed. And you've got the choice throughout the game if you want to save them or kill them. Now, if you save them, you get less Adam. Adam is what you use to make yourself kind of more powerful, if you like, to buy plasmids and stuff. But if you kill them, you get like maximum Adam, so you can get loads of Adam from killing them. But again, saving them is the better route, but you get less for it. However, you do get rewards the more you save. From characters in there as well. So yeah, I think it's got like 3 different endings as well, whether you've saved everyone, killed everyone, or kind of gone a bit in between. So very interesting game to play. Then obviously we got BioShock 2. This time you actually played as a Big Daddy, something we didn't talk about in the first game. It's kind of one of the main, if you like, villains are these kind of what's known as a Big Daddy, and they are the protectors of the little sisters. So a little sister is also always protected by one of these big brutes. They won't really attack you on sight unless you start messing with the little sister. Like if you go to try and capture her, or you shoot the Big Daddy itself, then it will start to attack you and will probably just kill you then and there. There can be a bit of a challenge to take on, especially early on in the game. Equipped with a massive drill arm, which will just absolutely fuck you up. Yeah, so again, going back to the second one, this time you actually played as a Big Daddy, and again, your memory's not all there, and you're going through the game trying to figure out why and how you become the Big Daddy, and what your purpose is, and how you've become what you are. A great game again. Again, a bit of a twist. All the games have kind of twists on them as you go through, meeting different characters, and going through Rapture, which is what the Undercity is called. And I just have to say, it's just a great game. That's the whole purpose of these videos. It's just a series I absolutely love. Just one of the best first-person shooter, story-driven games that you can get. Just bizarre, great characters to meet along your journey and that kind of stuff. But then we went, oh yeah, I suppose we talked about that last. And the third game in the series changed things up a bit. So we've got BioShock Infinite, again on the 360. This time, yeah, completely different setting, completely different characters. This time it's set in the sky. So, what's the bloody place called? I forgot it. Columbia. So, yeah, everything is set in the clouds, in the sky, above the earth, if you like. But a similar kind of thing, and there's different rules up there, different way of life, if you like. And again, things are going to hell. So it's similar kind of thing, just a completely different setting. This time you got the beautiful visuals of being up in the sky, in the air. All the buildings are floating on kind of big hot air balloons and that kind of stuff. And yeah, it is still intertwined with the original BioShocks. The story does kind of cross over. That might be a bit of a spoiler, but yeah, it's still in the same universe. So you play as Booker DeWitt this time, the main protagonist on the front there. Plays pretty much the same first-person shooter, but this time you get tonics to drink, which give you your powers. Again, different powers, but a similar kind of thing. And you are trying to save or find a girl called Elizabeth. You're kind of a detective, and you've been given the mission to go find this girl. And again, lots of twists and turns and things throughout the game. The big kind of monster this time is the big songbird, which is this guy up here, which people keep saying I have horns sticking out my head, but yeah, there's a songbird there. Just this big mechanical bird thing which protects Elizabeth, and you're trying to get her away from this mechanical being. The whole game in general is a bit more mechanical with some of the enemies and stuff. You've got the handymen, which you're this time the kind of version of the Big Daddy. So there's just big, great brute guys. Again, with various weapons and stuff. Yeah, still an absolute fantastic game with some great, again, tonics and abilities on there, different weapons that you can use, which are quite cool. Then we had the on the Xbox One, the BioShock Collection, which has all 3 games on, all the DLC. So if you've not played them, pick this up, absolute bargain. All 3 games, updated graphics, that kind of stuff, and everything's on that you need. So yeah, definitely recommend picking this up and going through the games. And just learning about Rapture and Columbia and the stories, getting them twists, just absolutely fantastic game. So yeah, we've had a bit of everything. We've got our survival horror, first-person shooters, third-person shooters, stealth games, and an action game. So yeah, a little bit for everyone, I hope. And as long as someone picks up one of these games and then just realises how good they are, that's good enough. So let me know in the comments if you have played any of these games, if you enjoyed them. I understand that some of it might not be for everybody. I think some of these games or game styles and genres were in some people's hated list, but these just are my kind of game. Absolutely love every single one of them. And I know there's a lot that people were probably thinking I was going to say, but again, for them rules that I set myself weren't on the list. These are just games that I've fully played all the way through, absolutely enjoyed, and just, yeah, across multiple systems as well, which is great. And all of these games I would love to see a sequel to. Obviously we're getting Gears 5, and I don't know where they'd go with BioShock, but it'd be interesting to have another one. And the first 3, Silent Hill, Tension, and Onimusha, absolutely need another game in the system. So yeah, again, like I say, let me know in the comments. We'll discuss these games, any memories of these games that you have. Let me know in the comments. Love talking about them, and yeah, be absolutely great. So really enjoyed doing these VRs. Hopefully there'll be another one. I might even try and set one myself if anyone's interested. I've got a few ideas, so we'll see. And yeah, we'll see you next one. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you later.